Hello, everyone. Hi, Patty and Louise and Cheryl. Hi, Kath. Thanks for coming in. I've never done a live with just a showing of a journal, so I thought I'd pop in. And of course, everything went wrong. My all of a sudden my camera went out, so I apologize if that happens again. And I ordered another one just to have a backup. Yeah, good morning. Anybody got their coffee with them? I have my water. I get up so early, so oops. Hey, Kim. Okay, so this I didn't know what to call her. I usually name my journals with that have a lady on the front. Let me see if that's too close. Maybe I'll zoom out just a little bit. Not too much. I was thinking of Evelyn, but I don't know. She's a little bit more regal than that. She is roughly 7 1/4 by 4 1/4. She's got lots of antique and vintage laces. There's a couple little newer pieces too. Third coffee, huh? Yeah, I've had a lot of coffee already this morning, but I'm gonna have to have a cup after this. She will become available in my Hey Maggie. She'll become available in my Etsy shop, and I'll leave the link in the description box after this. But yeah, after this live, or right at the end of the live, I'll make her live in my shop. It's a beautiful applique from Esme, and I just have some beads. I really like how she turned out. Just a little hint. Hey, John. Oh, thanks for popping in, hon. Just a little hint. Don't spill resist spray on your lace, just because it took me a lot just to get it's a little stiff still in the little corner. Hey, Deidre. And but overall it's good. Resist spray, the Tim Holtz. Am I saying it right? I think I am. It gives a real shine and hardness to stuff. And I was doing some paper clips and or computer. I don't know what that means, John. No, I'm using my webcam. Oh, you're on your computer. Oh, okay. And it's about 60 pages front to back. If you count them like this, there's some old lace here. I try to be real careful. Oh, don't spill. Oh, right. Oops, yeah, he knows me. I had an actual little, I don't know if I told this story before, a little pin somewhere on my computer. This was a few months ago. You said don't spill, right? And I closed my computer like I was done, and I closed it, and I didn't think I closed it hard, but that nail or whatever it was, I don't even know where it came from. It hit my screen just right, and of course my monitor split and broke and all of that. And that wasn't fun to have to go get that repaired. Hello, Christina. And there's just some sari ribbon here. And she's a chunky one, like all my journals, packed with some vintage and antique ephemera, a couple of newer pieces that I altered, and just some different little bling pieces that I put together. This is really old lace. I've been breaking some of my stuff out and sharing it on my journals. This is a really old. It was from a French book. Let's open her up. I don't want to take too long. This, I made a copy of the book. Let me see if I can grab it. This is the original. Young Lady's Own. Isn't that cute? That's such a cute little book. All right, hon. See you later. Talk to you later. Thanks for popping in. And I just started doing the spine, and then I thought, okay, look at these pages. Those Isn't that pretty? And I thought I'd scan it and make little books out of it. So I don't know. I might keep that other one. Just has a couple little dangle charms on it. And I just made this plain. Oh, look at this. Isn't this cute? Just a little mini note letter. I don't think there's anything written in it, but little wax seal on it. Just a couple of pieces of, this is from old 1800s dock that I only had that scrap and a couple little scraps. And some book page and another little scrap. And I thought it fit in a mini journal pretty well. I'm going to set that aside. So that is a little pocket. And then this flips open the cover, and I just had embossed some, it's that really thin natural paper, and added a little something on top. And it's a cut down RPPC, Real People postcard. Look at those dresses. I just thought that was really cute. Put that in there. So what should I name her? What can she be? What could her name be? She almost looks Italian or something, but she's really pretty. She was actually part of a card, box of card, or an actual package of cards that I had, and I roughed her up a little bit. But I love her dress. I love the blue and pink in the combo of colors. And there's part of the book, and put some lace trim up there. There's little bits of glitter, not over. I just do little bits and pieces of glimmer on there. Lots of gesso, lots of collaging as my norm. This is from an old doll petticoats, and I used some of that in my last journal, the Charlotte journal. And I have quite a bit in different colors. So I'm just slowly, what pieces I want to get into, I'm just slowly cutting that up. And here's some very old pieces in the background, if you can see. Hey, Cheryl. And that's from a German book page. And that's from Patty Lang's Sacred Mementos. I got some book page from her. And I did put that in the description box, how you can get to her YouTube sales. And this postcard, I don't really know what the shine is, but isn't that pretty? And it's very old. Who's creating beautiful treasures today? Yeah, that would be interesting to know if anyone else is doing it. And that's French. So an old French postcard. And a little clip that I've rusted and added some rhinestones to it. I'm just going to go slow because it is alive and not as fast as some of my videos. So little lace, old lace here with made a little pocket, and did some, there's little bits of gold that's shining up there on the camera. And gesso, little place for notations or quotes. And as many of you know, that my journals aren't necessarily open it and journal every day. And just using different tucks and pockets in different areas to write little sayings or put little notes or mementos in. This is a French little mini telegram. And I think it opens. Yes, and there's a little letter in there. Or a little note, I should say. And it says 84, so I'm assuming it's 1884. But it was cool. And then this flips up. So there's areas for journaling here. And little French book page here. piece of ephemera, and I love this dress, and I use it in a lot of my journals. And I also have like the exposure one that makes it more like all black, which is pretty cool too. This is from an old Bow Bells page, the old periodicals, 1800s. And this is a receipt. And I just always thought these were, and I have more of these, but this is from the same company, 1889, and it's from the Reaper. It says the Syracuse Malleable Ironworks, and it says mower, reaper, and carriage castings. And I just thought that was cool. Look at that writing, is so pretty. It's very thin paper, and it just goes in there. Awesome, Patty. I'm glad you could come. And this page, collage, you can see a lot of the old book page in the back, which I like to do. And anything that's a gessoed surface, I tried not to make it too lumpy so you could still write on it. And this was a piece of vellum, an old writing from that. And like always, I support my spine and my book in between the pages because I do heavily embellish and sometimes use a lot of different paints and stuff like that. I don't want the paper to break down too much. This is one of the newer laces that I talked about, and I just made a little tuck there. And that's another cut down postcard of these cool ladies. I think that's an awesome one. This is a French folded letter, 1862. You can tell it's got a little hole there. Very thin paper, but it's a very pale blue. So that goes in here. That is just a little tuck area. And I thought it went well together. Little piece from an old napkin thing that I put on this clip that I altered. Little area for a couple words. This has a little pocket area, but the lace is just so delicate that I don't think anything would really hold in there. Maybe if you rolled it up, that would be kind of pretty in there. Old periodical here, and it just says dress, and this is a French lace sample. And this is the clip. And I got like a bag of, off of, I think, eBay, of broken jewelry. So I cleaned it all up. And this was one of the pieces that I broke apart. And that's an old bead there that I added. And I just clipped that on there. This is an old piece of lace. And it's from a ledger, a French ledger. And it's very pulpy type paper, and I'm not going to pretend I know what exactly it is. And there's a little area here to put something in. I'll just surprise whoever gets it and put it in. Hi, Becca. Thanks for popping on. And I added this little attachment. Now, I don't know where. I have a few of them. I don't know if it's an old Tim Holtz one or not, but can you see the hole? It did have a self-adhesive type thing. You take the sticker up, but it was off, so I just glued it with some really hard glue so it would stay on. And that's part of the little periodical thing. And I have some here to show you, like these. Now, I got these from Louise. She was selling on Patty Lang's Sacred Mementos YouTube. And I just think that's so beautiful. And she also is on Etsy, right? Timekeeper Crafts. Louise, if you want to throw in your link, that would be great. Patty's link is in the description box. And I love the paper. Look at these designs. I have quite a few different ones like this. I love how you can see the image through the paper there. Isn't that cool? And I love the music paper. And here's another example. This is from 1852. And I do have a Bowbells book. I don't have it with me right now, but you can really get a lot of good paper from it. So here I just took a couple of different things and collaged it. Oh, you're most welcome. Maggie, put in your YouTube if you can, or somebody can put in Maggie's and in Patty's, please. And I don't know why, but because I added the lace to support the pages, but I just liked the look, so I added some little scraps of paper. I thought it would be fun to add a word or two or a sentiment. And this area here can, something can be put in here. But I made this tuck in here as well. And this is another French letter. This is 18, it looks like 40, 46, 66. I don't know, something like that. Thanks, you guys. And look at how small the writing is. I have not translated it, but it's pretty writing. And it opens like that. And I love how you can still see the wax seal here. And it says Paris. So I thought it was super cute. So that gets tucked in here. And I've just altered this little envelope and added it in as a fold out. And I have all the old book page on this as well with the little gold pieces. And it was just, I think I cut it from a magazine, but I do back. I know it seems like a lot of work, but if I use any magazine clippings, I always back it. It just makes it more stable. And I thought that was really cute. It's from a novel, and it's from 1919. Not the paper's not, but this letter is taken from a 1919, and it's from Colette to Helen Picard, letters from Colette, and I just loved the writing on it. And I thought it'd be cute in the envelope, and added a piece of applique and these little swans and I love swans. I don't know if anyone knew that, but it was bronze, and I just added some gold rub and buff on that, and that flips over. And this envelope here is actually from a magazine. Yeah. Can you, Patty says, can you read these letters to us? Sure. Won't say. I don't know. No, I can't. Okay, there's an answer. Hey, Renee. And you flip that open, and you can add a little something here and a few words there. And these are little scraps of paper and Post-its, and of course I glued them in between. You can't pull them apart, and glued there. And I just love the way that it laid and looked, and it went with these flowers here. And this is from a Demorist. Am I saying that right? Magazine, and it's the old paper, the old newspaper thing. And I just love that she was writing a correspondence club letter. And I had this paper clip, and it just clips a couple of things in here. This was a little poem, and I love the little tissue paper thing that's put in this pocket. And this is a French invoice. What did I do? There we go. And it could be disastrous if the landscaping crew comes by, because they always go right by my window. But, oh well. 1914, I think it says. And I thought I love the old letterheads. Oh, I'm selling it, Renee. And put that here. Back in the pocket. Before I forget where this clip goes to. There we go. Little Swan, I think, let's see, Ruby and Pearl XO, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I just love that image. And this is an old from 1905, an old French announcement. And it's Monsieur and Madame. So it says Martha. Martha or Marty? I don't know. But I thought it was very cool. And some old, this is a copy of an invoice. I believe it's a digital that I've just put in the background. An old doily with some applique on there to make the pocket. These are the paper clips that I altered. You can see the shine, and not that I only use resist spray on it, but I just dipped it and spread it around, and then the bottle spilled. So that wasn't good because it clogs up. The sprayer clogs up quite a bit. And just added a little charm on it. But, I've used glossy accents and different things on there. And I just put the littlest sparkle on there. Just a small amount. I can't help myself with bling and sparkle sometimes. Puts back in there. And look at that. Oh, I love how that looks. Thank you, Becca. This is a printed piece of, look at this girl. Isn't she pretty? And this is one from Patty Lang, Secret Mementos. Isn't that gorgeous? You can write on the back or anything like that. This is from, I believe, actual scrapbook paper. I know I don't have much anymore, but, and just the different laces. And then look at these ladies, this old photograph. I just love that. There's the pocket. And here's some just vintage lace. And I like the little bit of sheen. Just put this flower together here. And this is part of that same scrapbook paper line. And of course, gesso. And here is a little monthly statement from 1893 to the United States Leather Company. I love all the fancy writing, of course. A very delicate, I guess you would just be a receipt, 1899. But look how it says darling. And this is 2 sections of this Philadelphia check in the check stub. And that's from 1909. Can I get it in there? There we go. Because, when you're on camera, it doesn't work. And in this pocket, and I just made a pocket from here. Thought it was the other way, but. And these both are from magazine pictures. And I did back them. It's backed with coffee dyed paper. And add this little flower here. And this is from 1892. Hi, J-Mac. And it's French. And this, 1892, October. See, I can read that part. And the Madame. And I just think it's really pretty. Look at that. But when I got them all, the stamps were cut out. Maybe somebody collected them. I don't know. But I liked how they look at it. Just perfect where it says 1892 sticks out. And I just liked how that looked there. An applique here on one of my pieces that pull out here in the center. Or attached in the center. 1914. It's like a nice, pretty green color. This is a digital, and I added just some matte medium and a little bit of diamond dust. And a little scrap there. Did a little bit of sewing. And these are from some of those periodicals. And I just chose some of my favorites and fit them in and did a little bit of gesso and just the slightest bit of the gold gilding polish there. Add a little something there with a tuck with some coffee avocado dyed paper. And collaged here a little bit. And this is an invoice. I have to be careful because some of the stuff that I purchased was, from Belgium or Dutch language, but this looks like it's French to me. 1894. And it's very thin. So some of this stuff is definitely going to be fragile for whoever purchases it. And there's areas there to jot down things. And if you wanted to, take out the ephemera and add your own little pieces of paper with notes on it and stuff. Little flip over here with an area to jot something down. And I liked this little piece from an old music page. It says bright and fragrant. And I thought, oh, it's great with the flowers. This is a receipt from 1893. Sash, doors, and blinds. And it's a very pretty, like peachy pink color. I know this one looks like it's tan and this one looks pink, but they're actually both the same color. And here's a little, very fragile little receipt. It looks like 1865. And it's just like naturally yellowy tones on there. Made a little tuck spot here, some more journaling, little piece of an applique. This area says flowers on there. Added a lot of flowers to this. I don't know. It's just in the mood for just more delicate and feminine and pretty. A very old piece of lace here that I've made this tuck, and it's actually, I put some muslin behind it just to back it because it was so fragile. Put a little rose charm there. And this is I believe is a wallpaper digital. Little pieces of vintage lace and some cheesecloth and some the book stuff. The book binding. Made this tag with some collaging and a little band here and a flower and a couple of little tickets. And it goes all the way around, so you could use the back as well. This is a vintage receipt. And look at that writing. Oh, I know, I love gesso too, right? It's my favorite. Look at the dark, the accentuation on some of those letters. And I just absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite calligraphy pieces that I have, examples of great calligraphy. It's from 1894. It is pink. And I just am getting into my stash and really just trying to use the stuff because, why hoard it? I want to use it. Yeah, right? Great writing. Received November 15th, 1894. And that is the Virginia Company. And I just absolutely loved it. And there's just a tux area here. And I loved this little lady. And it flips over for some writing. Lots of little scrappy papers there. Can be used for, little words, little sentiments maybe, or people's names. These two all flip. And that's just for decoration. I thought the colors went well together. This is part of that ledger page. It's from a tall, skinny. Hello, Marish. I hope I'm saying that right. And I folded it over here because it's pretty sturdy paper and just added this very old scrap. It could be late 1700s, early 18s. I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna date it. Hey, Casey. And this is from antique autograph book. I can talk. And it says Miss Emma. So Emma, this was Emma's autograph book from 1886. This is dated. And just look how they wrote. I wish I could write that way. It's more of that peachy pink color. And this is this page here. I used some book page and some magazine pages and lots of gesso, of course. And just look at this little precious little picture. Is it focusing? There it goes. Isn't that carriage beautiful? I just love that. And here is old book page. I love the words that are peeking through. It says heaven and soul. I just think that's cute. In the corner here is bending, so I'm just extra careful putting it in there, but that corner might end up splitting eventually. Just a little tab here, and I loved this image. And it folds down. Let's see, for more writing here. Just some very delicate. I like the delicate part of this, and I'm going through it, so I'm trying to be careful, but I do want to use it. I think it's really pretty and feminine. And I just grabbed some ephemera, some printables, little millinery, however you say that, millinery flower there, and added that. And then I backed them both on some muslin fabric, and you can write on that too, and just used a brad, roughed up the sides. Why am I losing my voice? Take a drink of water, Mare. Take a breath. Okay. Collaged in the back. I took this strip. It says Beautiful Discoveries and added some rhinestone there. Made a pocket out of this one. And most of my pockets, if not all of them, are gusseted. But just to give that little extra room in there. This is an old calling card. And I believe a piece or something had fallen off of that. I liked it for the colors that were sticking out because I think it kind of went with everything. And it just looks like maybe a sample one, or that it was glued down into a scrapbook. Anyway, I added this little tag with and just stamped it with pianos. And it goes in there, and another altered clip and a skeleton key on this. And then it does say remember the moments. And I just added some different patinas to this. Let's see, some alcohol inks. And this is just a silver charm. And I used some of this rose gold patina there. And just some Tim Holtz, the alcohol inks. But I'd used, I let that set and dry. And then I just used my gold leafing pen and or marker, and I went over it. I really like how that turned out. It's not really showing too much on camera, but it was fun anyway. Made this little pocket. Now this is a piece. This pink here is a piece from one of the doll outfits, and they're very old, and kind of some of them are really tearing because they are so old. But I really liked that piece. And I'm not sure if it was a part of a bottom of a dress or something, but I think it went well. And I just added this newer beaded lace trim. I believe that is from Crafty Me Shop. Just a strip that I had. Another calling card. Same little collection. And this is a French vocabulary card. Just added some little bit of glimmer there with some old lace. An altered Finch card, playing card. I love the ones with all the design over here. Hey, Casey. And I just added that piece from the periodical. And this is an old ledger page. This is a ledger pages that I got from Sacred Mementos. Again, that's where I get most of my stuff of that sort. There's vintage lace there and just some book cloth there. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Those dresses. Goodness. And just to have to know that they stood there for so long before the picture was taken. That baby's in pretty good shape for sitting there. I just layered it up because it's a more loose pocket there. It's so adding that really makes it stay where it's at. And just some collaging here in the back and a piece of an applique, the lace in the middle. And I like how through the other page, how that just lays. And another image. It has some pink and cream colors in there. And this is some pieces of scrapbook paper here. Thank you, Cheryl. And the collaging in back. This has a little pocket there. And anything that's missing. Hey, Laurel. I'll add a little something in there, of course, before I ship it and clean it all up, dust off. I always go through and go like this because there's either pieces of glitter or little scraps of something. In this shorter page here, I backed it front and back. I believe this was, I believe it was part of a ledger page. I just wanted to give it a little extra support, and in the inside areas, made a belly band and sewed that, and added the vintage papers here, and just used very few digitals. This is one of them that I used. It was more black and white, and I just went over with chalk pastel. Probably only got a nub of the pink left, but just these are one of my favorites. Handmade soft pastel. This is the white one. Whoops, there we go. And I love using these. Of course, I love that chalky look anyway because of all the gesso I use. And then just backed it with some avocado dyed paper, and it just pulls out, so extra writing space there. And this is some of the newer trim lace that I have in here. Very few new pieces, but that's one of them. And I just made a pocket. And this bag I just altered. It's got a little bit of this is a digital that I printed out on rice paper and used it in decoupage, and that's just some, there you go, micro beads and some gloss medium on there as well. And these vintage buttons, 50 cents. Made in Japan. Just got a nice sheen to them. And this is one of the other ironworks. And it's a, totally different kind of receipt, but it's so fancy. And I loved, I don't know, just I love the carriage castings part. I'm like, oh, the carriages they had. It was $18.89. And it's a very pretty receipt. And it's fragile, but that is going in there. And the old book page. This was just a dimensional sticker that I had of these roses. I don't know where I got them, but I did do some gesso on top of it. I didn't care for the colors that were there. Very dark gesso, some of the pastels on there, and some of the gold gilding. And it really lifted up. It's very dimensional, a piece of that. This was actually, I think, a digital that I backed and made this pocket. And this is a piece 1860 paper. Feel how tough that paper is. It was a document. I believe it's French. And I just love the writing on it. And of course, am I going to fold it right? Okay, there we go. And put that in there. And that's one of the reasons why I have the gusseted, because it's can hold something really thick like that. Hello. Riding my bike and watching. Well, be careful, Gigi. And hello. Okay, some more collaging, and I added these little scraps of vintage lace that I had and added gesso. Just, excuse me, just did some, use my embossing folder on this really thick white paper. It was the natural fibrous paper. I say fibrous. And little scraps here and there. These are a couple little scraps that I put in the center. This was from a digital that I just made a little flip and put a little bow on the bottom of that. I think it went well together. This is just a little flashcard or vocabulary card in a different style than the other one. And a little French word there, and made this little bow and a tuck. And this, I don't know why. It's just not, hey, Leah, it's not the, I just like the sugar word from 1920. But I think it's cool, like a wholesale receipt with the letterhead and the sugars in like this really pretty. I know it's coming off a little more shocking, just like my little shirt, my jacket thing that I have on. But it's like a purpley color, but it's more muted in person. Just made that little tuck up in there. An area for journaling. Put a little bead on there of a rose. Made this little area for collage here and a tab. And let me go here. Lace here, made a pocket. There's little gold here and there, both glitter and the gilding. And then I have this little letter. It's from 1931. And it's a pretty long letter. I think it's just really pretty. And put that in there. And then I like making the little mini journals. And this one's like a little journal charm, little book charm. And it has the image from the front book, this one, the little young lady's own book. And it has, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this image. Oh, I think I made a pocket out of that. Yeah, I'll put a little tag in there, but so it has that image on it. And I just roughed it up a little bit, made it grungy. It's 60 pages total, Renee, front to back. And little pages in there. I mean, you could probably put a word or two, but if it's broken apart too much, I don't know how well that would stay. I put in some extra pages, so it could be anywhere from 60 to 62. I mean, some of the I did on the gesso things, I did make sure that you could probably put something, hard behind it. And still, I love writing on gessoed pages because I love the background. But if you have a nice gel pen that, doesn't smear, I like that contrast. Just me. Little trim here, and I added I added a bulb pin, but also some safety pins on it just to keep it kind of in place there. And this little pink bow there in the gold key. Again, some more collaging with the little bits of vintage lace here. The hair is extra. And look at this lady. I love that hat. I think it's remarkable. Hey, Junk Journal B, and thank you very much for your comment. And it looks up there, it says Ella. Her name is Ella. That's just perfect, isn't it? And 1909. I made these, a lot of times when I'm working in journals, I, bend corners, and that's just my journal. It's not perfect pages. They're warped. I've got a lot of product on them. So, but it's just a look. It's part of the look. But anyway, I added this to the bottom of this one. This one doesn't have an area to put something in, but that one did. I made sure there's a little tuck there. But you can definitely write in there and write on this one. Added just a piece of ephemera there. It's from a digital. These are from a magazine, and look at how cute. I just really loved it, and I backed it with some music paper. Look at how cute these little girls are. Come on. That one doesn't. There we go. That one focused. I had a lot of these metal pieces, and I added some rub and buff to it, though, but also gesso. I just like that chalky old look. This is, I believe, from a digital, and I've backed it just for extra support. And I liked how they sat in there like that. This was one of my add-ins. So that's from one of the magazines and areas there to journal. I got a bunch of that broken jewelry. Of course, she's not going to lay right. Let's go the other way. There we go. And it just kept one of the loops on there and just added it to this altered paper clip. And the paper clip does have that little sheen and a little sparkle on it. And I also took some of my rusted paper clips, and I like curling the ends like that just with my jewelry tool. And I added some of the gold on top of the rust, and that just gave it such a textured, cool look. I really liked doing that. Anyway, it was fun. So this was pretty brittle. I backed this image on tea-dyed paper and added some washi because it was already folded. But I just loved it so much, and it's from the 1800s. And I just thought that was super cool. But you could actually journal on the front and the back of this. But I wanted to add it in with this journal. This is an old deed, and I believe it says 1869 on it. Oh, no, it's close. 1870. So 1870. And this is pretty big. I know Patty had some similar to this. I got a bunch of them years ago, and I still had some, and I was going through them. Look at the little pieces of tape and stuff. Isn't that cool? And I love the words and areas. I mean, if you wanted to, you could journal on it, but I just think it's super cool. And I liked keeping that part out. So I had just slipped that in with these ladies in that section. Oops, I almost unglued it. So this is just another collage page, and this little CDV, is that how you say it? The smaller cabinet cards with this very smart. Doesn't she look smart? She's a smart lady. I just liked it. I love her. I love looking at the outfits. I think they're pretty amazing. And just a little piece of ephemera there. And I made this little tuck spot. And I love chandelier images. And that side too. And there's some old railroad ephemera here. And the old German book from Sacred Mementos. And just some pieces, like if you have a bunch of scraps, it was really fun to put those together. And this, of course, is my green and pink page because it's probably one of my favorite combos is using the pink CDVs. Yeah, thanks, Patty. And I just love the combo so much. And this is one of Sacred Mementos, Patty's prints. She prints, and how great is that to just buy them already printed. And I love it because it's got the rose and blue. And if you look up rose and olive on Pinterest, the combo is just super amazing, and the things that pop up. A little trim. Now this is also from one of the doll outfits, and I've got little scraps of paper, and it does flip up, so you could write on that as well. And this card had the two colors together. It's a vintage postcard. Look at those roses, and it is embossed. Popping up there, I love that. Just has somebody's name. But Iowa, 1908. And it's got a perfect example of those colors. And this was just a piece from a digital that I saw that went really well with it. Some scraps and some images, clips of the same colors. This is like a peachy pink here. And this has the writing on there. It's from Tiffany. Like they put a little journal page or a letterhead page on that. I thought that was fun. Little scraps here and here. And I just like the look. I don't know. And here's some collaging. I did put an extra piece of tea-dyed paper on top of the already paper that was there, just for writing and to give it a little bit of, thickness and stability. Old book page. Same here with the little pieces of vintage lace and book page. And this is a page from the original of this. And I like how it says, Young Lady's Own Book. And I kept the curled edges, and sometimes I'll even go through after I collage and just tear up those edges a little bit. I just like the look. Piece of that ledger page and a tuck on the back that is from those doll clothes. And I just altered this little, they're plain postcards that you can get. I believe I got them on Amazon, Craft and White. And just used this image and put it on here and added the little bits of the gold, and that's collaging in the back. And I just added this little piece from an old periodical, and it was Jane Austen. I have made myself 2 or 3 caps to wear of evenings since I came home, and they saved me a world of torment as to hairdressing. Just, I thought it was funny and cute. And this is the back. Oh, I better find out where I had this. Put that back in there. So this is the journal, guys, and I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to go over to my Etsy. I'll do that right now while I'm still on, if anybody is still here. And I will publish it. And okay, I'll leave. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you stopping in. And yeah, thanks. All right, I will see everybody later. Bye, and have a good weekend.